Hello! These are the 5 worst possible things that could occur in Star Wars Episode 9. Listed from that sucks to really bad. Number 1, Snoke lives! You can kind of see it now, can't you? A curtain pulling back and Snoke ambles out and he's like, so you thought that was the real me you killed and not just my decoy clone. Snoke dying and being totally unimportant is really, really good. Firstly, it clears the stage for the final battle to be totally between Kylo and Rey and sets them up as nemeses. Yeah, nemeses? Secondly, it's good thematically because it shows us that Kylo Ren is just like a shithole. He's not sucked in by an ideology, he's not even part of a cult. He, without hesitation, just removes the figurehead of the cult. He's had enough. We see that his bad dudeness is completely internal. He just wants to crush things under his boot for no real reason. Taking Snoke out of the equation, especially the way they did, really strengthens Kylo Ren's villain status, and I for one would much rather see him be the big bad of the next episode rather than wheeling out real Snoke or something. And thirdly, did I have 3 points? Yes, maybe. Thirdly, Snoke's lame. It's just a dude in gold, a gold bathrobe, sitting on his giant toilet, reading the newspaper, telling people to do shit. He's not interesting. It's a boring CGI, it's a boring design, it's a boring performance. The most interesting thing Snoke has done, that we all like to talk about, is fucking die. So, you know, we should honour that and keep him very much dead. Number 2, zombie Darth Vader. So this is a rumour that's been going around a little bit. It sounds very bullshit to me, but also this movie is helmed by JayJay Abrahahms, so I wouldn't put it past him. The rumour is that a lot of the movie will revolve around the literal resurrection of Darth Vader, and he will be like the final boss in the movie. I'm not actually adverse to the concept of zombies and resurrection in Star Wars. I'm not that fussed on lore, so I wouldn't really mind if that was inserted. I know some people get mad at this kind of stuff, but when Rebels did time travel, I'm not fussed. So I wouldn't be fussed on its own with the notion that zombies are real in Star Wars. My issues with it are more thematic, I guess. You have the same problem as bringing Snoke back, where the rivalry between Kylo and Rey that has been so nicely set up would be pushed aside in favour of zombie Darth Vader, which would be a sad conclusion to this modern trilogy. Darth Vader hasn't been that important in this trilogy. I know Kylo Ren stands him very much, but you know, he's not that tied into the arcs of the individual characters. There's nothing to do with Rey, Poe, Finn, Rose, and it would just seem out of place to end with him coming back. To, right at the end, suddenly try and reframe this whole trilogy like it was secretly the end of the Skywalker Saga would be awkward and disingenuous and, you know, not a service to the new elements that have come into it, and would be lame, fundamentally. But I honestly wouldn't put it past JayJay. I'm sort of braced for this one. This segues very nicely into number 3. Rey Skywalker! What? Last Jedi obviously presents us with the idea that Rey's parents were not important, they were just shitty traders. And that's the resolution to this vague mystery. Who are Rey's parents? And this is obviously, if you have a brain and eyes and ears, a really good plot point. It's a really positive message to take away this chosen one descendant idea and give the power back to literally anyone. There's very much been this idea across the sequel trilogy that anyone can be a hero. Finn can be a hero and switch sides. Rey can be a hero from her junk planet. Anyone can be a hero. and it would seem endlessly mean-spirited, I guess, for JayJay to turn around and revise it and be like, oh no, you need to be Obi-Wan's niece to be a hero, or you need to be Luke's secret daughter to be a hero. There's the old fantasy, you know, of children dreaming that they're really a prince or princess, and one day a magical elf butler will arrive in a carriage and be like, ah, your kingdom awaits for you, Persephone. And it's like, my name is Julie. It's like, no, that's your human name. Your real name is Persephone, when you were taken from your father's kingdom eons ago. You know, this is very much what Harry Potter taps into, this, you know, fantasy of a secret legendary family. And it kind of sucks, especially for kids, this idea that you need to be validated, not through your individual self-worth and your actions, but through some secret magical parents who you've never met. And I guess their greatness is just supposed to be in your DNA somehow, which is already kind of yikes, and is like, you know, ooh, the bloodlines are heroic. What? So it honestly seems like such a bad idea to say Rey's parents were Yoda or something in the third movie, especially after such a good answer was given. And I feel like if you feel that it needs a new answer along those lines, then you are a bad writer and a bad person. And I'm sorry, but you need to recheck your priorities if you think it's very important that Rey be a secret Skywalker. I almost can't fathom them doing this because of all of that, but also I can, because of the same reasons. Oh no, I'm very scared. Number 4, Poe and Finn do not kiss. Yeah, that's right, this is very high up on the list. Disney, we need representation in Star Wars, please. They would pretty much have to be cowards to not do this, because literally everyone wants it to happen. Literally. People who do not want this to happen do not exist. They crumble away before their keyboards and turn to dust in the wind. The people who don't want Poe and Finn to happen were slapped by Thanos. What? Slapped? He slapped half the universe away. I feel like I don't need to explain why it needs to happen. Representation matters. These two have chemistry. It wouldn't be a leap. And everyone wants it to happen. I feel in my bones that it is sadly not going to happen though, because Disney are cowards. And also because I think if it was going to happen, they would have like heavily marketed it, like with Beauty and the Beast. We would have got the big press release by now. Star Wars Episode 9 to feature first gay marriage in Star Wars. They would be bragging about it for some brownie points by now if it was gonna happen. What we might get is that once the First Order is defeated and everyone's having a party on Endor, they're like right in the back and they're holding hands. Like if you get a magnifying glass out, you can see that they're holding hands. And it's never brought up. You can just kind of see it if you look out for it. I think unfortunately that's the most likely way we'll get this represented. If we get that, we're much more likely to get a really glossy, lovely press release out that Chewbacca is bisexual, and then it's not in the movie at all. Just going by their track record. I'm of course not straight up saying that the movie is homophobic if this doesn't make its way in. That would be ridiculous. I'm just saying that the top creatives behind it are cowards. Here we go, the big one, number 1. The literal worst possible thing that could happen in this movie. The redemption of Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren does not deserve any respect or redemption. He is just a fucking shitheel. He is a garbage person. He's not even a sort of romantic villain. You know, he's the tragedies I have turned to evil. He's just a bad person in a very ordinary sense. You know, if you know someone who sucks, like at work, or if you've had a mean YouTube comment or a relative who's shitty, that's just Kylo Ren. He's just a fucking shitty dude, and he does not deserve love. Kylo Ren must die, and he must die evil. Kylo Ren has killed his father, tried to kill his uncle. Like, if Luke had literally been there, he would have straight up killed him. Tried to kill his mother, just been neggy and abusive to Rey, like the only person being nice to him, and he is just a tantruming, whiny boy. And I hate him. I don't even think he deserves a big, bombastic, epic death. I think it should be like in Indiana Jones. They should, Rey and him meet up for the final fight, and Kylo Ren gets out his stupid fucking lightsaber and starts doing tricks with it. And he's like, yeah, you like what you see, Rey? This is the true power of the Force right here, baby. And then he just gets hit by a blaster while he's doing his tricks, and it's Chewbacca. And he's there with his crossbow gun thing, and he just like has shot him in the head while he's doing his tricks. And then the airlock behind him opens, and Kylo Ren's corpse is discarded into space, and they just kind of watch it float off. And then the movie continues, and we get on to the real climax. That would be perfect. If I was writing it, that would be how he dies. But you know how it's gonna go. For two reasons. One, you know that they've got some empathy in their hearts for the whiny, edgy, garbage internet troll white boy. So he's got to have a true sensitive side. And also they've got to copy Return of the Jedi at all costs. Sidebar though, I love that Rian Johnson already mirrored the Return of the Jedi scene. Like with his Snoke throne room thing was basically the end of Return of the Jedi, but you know, with a subversion on it. And it's such a power move, because he's like, what you gonna do now, JJ? Now you have to come up with a fucking original idea, because you can't just steal from Return of the Jedi, because I've done it already. What you gonna do? You can't mirror this scene. What you gonna do, JJ? The answer is probably just mirror the scene anyway. You know, he doesn't give a shit. He's just gonna do it all again. You can see it, can't you? You can feel it festering in these films, a Kylo Ren redemption ending. It's disgusting. It's crawling under my skin. Ew. You can see it, can't you? You can picture it. The end. Starkiller Base 2 has been destroyed. They're all on Not Endor, partying with the Not Ewoks. The fires are going da 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 da. Poe comes over. They slowly look at each other. It's a tense moment. Then Poe reaches out his hand. They shake hands. I gotta say, I got you all wrong, Ben. And then everyone's partying. Him and Rey go off to one of the tree houses, and they slowly lean in, and then they kiss as fireworks go off behind them. And then as they part, Kylo looks up and he sees the ghosts of Luke, Han and Leia just smiling at him. Ghost Luke giving him a thumbs up. Way to go, kid. Ghost Han giving him a sly wink. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Oh, I can picture it too well. It seems real already. It feels like I've seen the movie and I already hate it. You've maybe just noticed, like I have just noticed, that this video is stealth 5 great things about The Last Jedi. And that's because The Last Jedi is fantastic and one of my favourite Star Wars movies, and probably one of my favourite movies, and I have no faith in bad boy JayJay Abrahams to develop and progress the ideas in that movie rather than just be regressive and undo all of its good work and take back all of its good story beats. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have too little faith in JayJay Abrahahms. Maybe I'll come back to this. Maybe once the movie's out I'll come and do a video and either eat my words or just scream at how right I was. You know, the only Star Wars things that really give me strength are the ones that probably aren't gonna fucking happen. Rian Johnson's trilogy and a Rose TV spin-off that might be in the works. Those two things sound amazing and I want them, but I'm not gonna get them, am I? I'm gonna get a JayJay Abrams film and a series from the fucking Game of Thrones writers. So I'm going to include a poll, so you can vote on which of these options makes you want to vom the most. You know, which would you really not like to see in the movie? Or go down into the comments and say one I haven't mentioned. You know, what is your nightmare speculations? Or if you're feeling positive, I would also just be happy to hear good predictions. What would you love to see in the movie? So I guess for now we just have to wait and entrust our still beating hearts into the clammy palms of JayJay Abrahahms. Be gentle with them, please. We are delicate. I'll put this back on for the end. Yeah. Did I buy these outfits for the video, or did I already have them? I'll never tell.